Hi there. Hey, I haven't been on here for a while now, but I'm Kelly, and it's Saturday the 27th. It's approaching noon, and I'm going to talk today about bipolar 1. And I have it kind of broken into some categories here. I'm going to talk about my previous diagnosis in 2016 and why that's important. I'm going to talk about how my symptoms present themselves in everyday life and some of the bigger ways that my impulsivity has gotten me into a lot of trouble. Then I'm going to talk about how I feel about my diagnosis, recent diagnosis, and how it can help me. So, I was hospitalized in 2016. By the way, I am a recovering alcoholic, and what I mean by recovering is that I'll be recovering from this disease forever because we don't really ever technically recover. But I was diagnosed with bipolar 1, and I just remember this was in Arizona, Phoenix. It was after an alcoholic relapse. And I saw the psych provider, and I just remember, like, he wasn't convinced. And I really don't remember what his skepticism was about, like, not really formally diagnosing me with bipolar 1. I remember he said, like, you have some of the features, but he wanted to concentrate on the alcohol substance abuse part of my diagnosis. So, um, okay, so how they present themselves. Wow. I typically spiral, and that's kind of what we call it, like spiraling, like once every 6 weeks. And what that means is I get really busy. I get this amount of energy that sometimes I don't even know what to do with it because it's so much energy. And I'll decorate, I will clean, I will organize things, right? And then I don't sleep. I'm like not good at sleeping. And then on the other piece of that, that I was trying to put this into words today when I was journaling, the other piece of it is the depression part of it. Okay, so it's an extreme high and then it's an extreme low. And the low is, it's almost kind of like a storm is coming in. Okay, you can feel the wind start picking up volume. You might start seeing some things strewn across the highway. You know that there's that, trying to think of the right word, just that feeling in the air that something's coming. So that's how I feel, up and down. But there's typically like about a 6 week break. Anyway, I went to my provider, brand new provider on Thursday. You guys, she was so amazing. She was compassionate. She listened to me. I think my husband and I were in there for like an hour, maybe 15 minutes. And I mean, she did not judge me. She did tell me. She did tell me that I do have bipolar 1. And because maybe this time I was really honest about my symptoms. I'm considerably older. I'm like 10 years older than I was when I first got diagnosed, right? And I just explained to her. I even had stuff written down, and she said, "Oh yeah, she cracked out her DSM, diagnostic statistical manual, and she started pointing out areas where, yeah, okay. So I promised I would stay on track, and the way this really has helped me just in the last 72 hours is I understand myself so much more. I have a dry throat. And wow. Oh my gosh. I mean, now I can look back on times in my life where I just didn't think things through. It was like, pew, impulse, bam, that's the right idea. Go for it, Kelly. And, I wasn't like a normal person in the sense that people without bipolar 1, they're more like, okay, if I move to Atlanta, Georgia, let's see, what are some of the things that I should do before I move to Atlanta, Georgia? It's just so many things like that that I I was just reckless. And then finally, this also helps me understand my relapses. And, you know, I'm the only person at the end of the day that all of this has to make sense to, right? I don't have to prove it to anybody. Um, I just have to, when I feel those feelings of like the storms coming in, right? Like I just explained, that's my time to maybe just chill out. Maybe call somebody, go to a meeting, go to an AA meeting, call my sponsor, listen to music, take a hot bath, go on a walk, right? And yeah, it just explains a lot of reasons why I have made some poor choices in my life. And again, I'm not trying to delineate from my substance abuse disorder by any means at all. However, you know, going back to basics here is you have to treat the underlying mental health condition before you can really start working on somebody's use of drugs or illicit substances. So anyway, definitely be a part two. I'm going to keep you guys posted on how I'm feeling. I am now on Seroquel, so I'm getting really good sleep at night. First time anybody's ever put me on that. That stuff works. And then I'm also on my extended release mood stabilizer. It's an extended release, and that's making a big difference. So anyway, if you are struggling with this, or you have questions or concerns, or, you know, let's talk. We can talk on, there's many different platforms that we can talk on. Okay. Thank you for listening. And as always, peace and blessings to you and your families and your friends.